Hello. So, over the course of the past 2 years, I beat Minecraft with a bunch of different mechanical restrictions, and that made me wonder how much of Minecraft requires mechanical skill. If given the right instructions, would it be possible for someone who's never even played a video game to go all the way to the dragon and beat Minecraft? I wanted to answer this question, and for this, I have the perfect candidate. This is my dad. He's almost 60 years old, and his experience with gaming is pretty much just playing 3 games of Tetris back when the Game Boy released. So asking him to beat Minecraft when he doesn't even know how to move a character in a 3D space is gonna be quite a challenging task. But I will be there to guide him the whole way, so I think it should be fine. The rules are simple. I am not allowed to touch the mouse or the keyboard. All the inputs will be done by my dad, and the only way I can interact with the game is by giving him instructions. So let's see how it goes. We start by creating a new world. You can give it whatever name you want. We put the difficulty to easy, because there's no need to make this harder than it should be, and we start the adventure. The first thing we need to do is to learn how to control the character, so we learn how to move the camera.
That's my eyes.
Yeah, that's basically your eyes. And we learn how to move the character. Then we find some animals.
What's those
This is a
animals?
pig. That's a pig.
Pigs. Can I eat pigs?
You can eat pigs, yeah. And we start cutting our first tree. If you
Okay.
hold the left click, it's going to break the block you're looking at. And boom. You don't have to move around the mouse. You can just...
Okay.
Then we get introduced to the concept of gravity, or rather the lack of it.
It doesn't fall.
No, it doesn't fall.
Never.
Most blocks are not affected by gravity. They just fly.
It's like magic.
And after cutting the rest of the tree... And there we go,
No more.
you broke your first tree.
Okay.
We get introduced to the inventory and the crafting system. And now if you want to do things with the logs, you need to open your inventory.
Okay.
And this is the inventory.
This is inventory.
So you see all your little slots, that's where you can store items. So here you can see you can craft planks, oak planks.
Okay. And
So
that's
it's-
useful?
Yes, that's what you use to craft tools.
Okay.
So we flawlessly make a crafting table and some sticks. You held the click. And after closing the inventory on my perfectly normal keyboard,
Escape.
it says F11, but it's escape.
Weird keyboard.
We learn how to use the hotbar and place blocks. You see the little square around the sapling here?
Yeah.
If you use the scroll wheel, you can scroll between the slots.
Okay. Okay.
So if you right click, it's gonna place the table here.
Oh,
There
okay.
we go. So let's craft a pickaxe. That's an axe. Then you can left click and put it in your bar at the bottom.
Okay.
And we very efficiently acquire some stone. There
I
you go.
create a
Now you can
room.
dig the ones under. Yep, all around once again.
Okay. I click.
No, you just walk towards it.
Ah, okay.
And you see that the pit you made? Let's walk forward to align yourself with that.
Okay.
Then
I
you're-
see the
You're
sky.
gonna scroll to your dirt.
Here.
And now
Dirt.
you're gonna look at your feet.
Okay.
And you're
Here we
gonna-
go.
And if you hold the space bar, it's gonna make you jump.
Jump. Oof.
And then,
Not enough.
and then you hold the right click to place blocks under your feet. Right click. Yeah, you jump and left click. And now you place blocks under your feet and it allows you to go back up. Alright, now we can go out. Oh, it's already nighttime. That's a little bit problematic. Okay, now we're having a little problem. My original plan was to quickly make some stone tools and kill some sheep to make a bed, but we took so long to break 1 tree and 13 cobblestone that it's already nighttime. Now, we could have played it safe and just hide in a hole for 10 minutes, but that wouldn't be very fun, and since we don't have a lot to lose anyway, I decided to use this opportunity to introduce him to monsters and the respawn system. Oh, he's behind you. There's a spider attacking you.
What can I do?
You can die, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, normally you're supposed to kill it, but it's okay. If you click respawn, you're gonna respawn in the forest.
Okay.
Yep. That's not the forest, but it's fine. Damn, you respawned a little bit far.
This is not the same universe.
You
Oops.
fell down. And
Oops.
I think there's a witch that threw a potion at you and you're poisoned.
I die. What's this?
This
Stone?
is a tree? No,
A
that's
tree?
a birch tree. It's a different
Oh,
wood.
okay.
There's multiple types of... Oh, that's a skeleton.
Ah,
Just double tap forward and don't look back. And hold. Okay, now go to the right. You just dodge the arrow. You see those items here? That's where you died.
Okay.
You can get them back. Yep, walk here. Then grab the cobblestone over there. Yep.
Where?
Left. Just
Here.
on the feet of the skeleton. Yep. And now look down and dig down. I hold the left click. Then you're gonna fall in this little pit. Yep, go in the pit.
No. Okay.
No,
I'm
a bit
not
too
here.
far.
Too far.
There we go. And now
Okay.
look up and place a block here. Too late. Just try to hit the skeleton as much as... I mean, you've trapped the skeleton, I guess. And you're gonna retrieve your items. Well, there we go. So now you can get out of the pit. Do you remember how to get out of the pit?
Spacebar, right click.
Yep, but first you need blocks. And right now you're on your pickaxe. See?
Okay, I
So
don't have blocks.
You need to scroll to your dirt.
Okay.
And now you can do the look down and right.
Okay.
You need to aim at your feet. So you jump and place blocks
I put it
under your feet.
Okay.
Elevate your... Okay, now that the night has passed, we don't want that to happen again, so we go searching for sheeps right away.
Here.
Yeah, those are chickens. They can
Ah,
give you
I
chicken.
thought it was a sheep.
Yeah. Now if you look at him and left click, you're gonna kill the sheep.
It's dead.
We need 3 wool to make a bed, so let's kill a few more sheep. Boom. Boom. Do you remember how to interact with the items?
Let's click left or right. That is the question.
Left is break, right is use.
Use. I click?
Yep, you click. And now whenever the night falls, you can place it down and sleep, and it's gonna skip the night.
Okay.
So for a while, you're not gonna have to fight monsters anymore.
Good.
Let's break the crafting table now by holding left click.
That I don't understand. Why I have to break it?
Yeah.
Why?
To collect it. Because that if you leave it here and then you need it, you have
okay.
to craft a new one.
Okay.
Okay, now that we have a bed, we can skip the night to avoid monsters, and our next goal is to find a village. And thankfully, we're in a plains biome, so after walking for a few hundred blocks, we find one. And after getting introduced to crops,
Vegetables?
and to the concept of a door,
The door is closed.
we find some hay bales,
This is the wheat.
this is the wheat, meet with the villagers, and that's a baby villager. You see, it's smaller than the other ones.
He can talk?
No, he can't talk. He doesn't have
Too-
a job yet, he's too young.
Too young.
We shamelessly steal from a villager's chest.
Eggs?
We make a whole bunch of bread with the hay bales we got. And after quickly breaking a tree... there's a better tool for the trees. Which tool do you use to cut wood?
With the pickaxe?
We start preparing to look for iron, but on the way out I noticed that the iron golem was stuck in a flat area, so we'll quickly take care of that first. Jump and place 2 blocks under your feet.
I don't remember.
You got pushed away from the block.
That's crowdy.
Yep. Now I can go back, trying to place.
A cow.
All the animals are pushing you. Alright, now you can do it. Jump on right click. Right, now you can place a second one. Alright. And now you're going to hit this big guy. The big golem. Alright, now you can go back down. And there we go. You got your first iron. And then you can leave.
Okay.
If the cow decides. Then we make a pickaxe with this iron. And we start digging down.
I go to the center of the earth.
Not exactly the center, but close to it. And after reaching the correct height, we just make a little tunnel trying to find some iron, and we eventually find a small cave.
Oh, another
Yeah.
room.
It's like a small cave, so
cave.
we'll have to be a little bit careful, but let's keep going. And we immediately run into trouble. Oh, okay, go back in the tunnel.
I'm lost.
Yeah, back, left, yeah. Now, you're gonna keep moving.
I run.
Keep moving. Scroll to your cobblestone while you're moving. And then turn around and place a few blocks. To block the way. Right click. Place a 1 here, and there we go. So we melt the iron we got on the way.
I see the fire.
And with it, we make a shield to protect ourselves from the monsters.
Oh, where's the shield?
The shield?
Yep. Here.
So we can close the inventory.
That's me.
Yep.
Okay. I'm a warrior now.
And after all of that, the skeleton seems to be gone, so we can go back to the cave.
There's something.
That's a little bat. It doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt. Okay.
And start digging some iron.
2 blocks.
Oh, more than 2.
Oh, oui. Oh, there's another one.
I have 30. That should be enough. We can go back. So now we make a little tunnel back to the surface. And after a while, we safely make it back to the surface. And that's it, that's the light.
Okay, I need a few more blocks.
Yep.
Under my feet. Voilà. Cobblestone. I'm already there. What
I have no idea how you didn't die, but that's great.
What was that?
That was a creeper. It's a creature that goes towards you and explodes.
Okay.
Anyway, now our next goal is to get a bunch of ender pearls, and for that, the easiest way is just to trade wood for emeralds, so we're gonna need to cut a lot of trees. So first, we make some armor with our iron, we craft a bunch of axes, and I also decided to make a pair of shears because we're gonna need a lot of blocks for later. So after grabbing a few leaves, it's time to cut a lot of trees. And although the first few trees were a bit tedious...
No. This one or this one?
Axe. Just axe.
No.
Yep. Axe.
Stone axe.
It actually didn't take that long for him to get used to it and start cutting them pretty fast. And after we broke our last axe, bloop, we grab a bunch of gravel on the way to get some flint from the fletching tables, and then we start trading our sticks for emeralds, trading our emeralds for pearls, and I also decided to grab a bow on the way so that we have a ranged weapon. So after chasing down the cleric...
Oops! Where are you?
He's leaving! We get our last pearls, grab a stack and a half of arrows, and now we have everything ready for the hardest part of the game, the Nether. And we did already find a lava lake near the spawn, so we go back there, we put all of our equipment to safety in a little chest, and after quickly resetting hunger... And now let's jump in the lava.
Oh. Wow.
We safely grab some water.
Oh.
It's okay, it's okay. Let's keep going down.
I broke my leg.
And we start building the portal. Alright, now I think it's nighttime, so let's go to sleep.
My bed. Ah, here's my bed.
Now let's look.
I don't understand nothing.
It's okay. It's okay.
What am I doing? Here?
Yep. And boom. This is a portal.
Oh. That's like magic.
Okay, now that the portal is ready, it's time to head over to the Nether. And unfortunately, we don't spawn in the best biome. Wandering around spiky terrain with lava everywhere is definitely the last thing we want to do, so instead we will completely avoid the biome by just building a tunnel above it. But first we have to locate the fortress. Okay, that's good.
I don't understand nothing.
Then we peacefully grab some blocks to build a tower.
Oh! What this?
Alright,
I don't
it was
understand.
a creeper. And after quickly going back to the village to get a new bed, we start building the tower, making a little tunnel, bloop, getting bullied by a magma cube.
Oh!
Alright,
I
that's
died.
fine. Putting some ladders on the tower, taking revenge on the magma cube.
Ah!
That's the first time, and he duplicates.
No.
And after a bit more digging, we eventually reach a better biome, so we start making a staircase down, and run into a few obstacles.
There's a blaze.
Blocks. That's the bottom right, you say? Oh yeah, the fire. Okay, so there's someone that's killing you.
Okay.
Oh!
Spider!
Oh no. Yeah. Let's just run.
Where?
With control.
Where?
Anywhere.
Oh, anywhere.
You're crouching.
Oh. Okay, I'm dead. Again.
Let's run back to the Nether portal, and let's hope we can make it to the Nether before they attack you. Alright, so I was just... Oh, they followed you. But after all of that, we managed to get back to our equipment, and after a bit more walking, we find the fortress. And since we just arrived, monsters didn't have time to spawn yet, so we breeze our way through the fortress.
Flowers? No?
Until we find a blaze spawner. Now, I wasn't very confident in our ability to just run up to it and kill some blazes with no armor and a stone axe, but it's not like we have a lot to lose anyway, and if we could somehow kill a blaze and bring a blaze rod back home, we might be able to make fire-resistant potions, and that would make everything a lot easier. So I decided to just go for it and hope for the best. Alright, let's try to kill this guy. So just run straight at him. Yep, and give a few hits with the axe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at him. Behind. It's behind you. Above. Above you. Here, on the left. Yeah. Forward, closer. Click. Not too fast. Click. Click. Perfect. Grab this. Alright, now we're gonna go back.
Here?
Yep, fast.
Oh man! Oh!
Yeah. Anyway, we tried to get back to our equipment, but it didn't go very smoothly.
Oh la la. Catastrophe. Ah, okay. Ah!
And at this point, I realized that going naked in the Nether was probably not going to work, so I decided to bring all of our equipment, and hopefully everything's gonna go well now. There you go, now let's break this one. We're going to craft a pair of gold boots.
I can walk in the lava? No.
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 But now, the pigs, the big pigs, they're not gonna attack you anymore.
Okay.
Hold the right click. Hold the right click again. Alright, those
the
guys
shield.
over there are attacking you, and you're using your shield with the right click. Right click.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, no, not in the eyes.
Here, behind the tree. Now we can go down. So here, we're gonna learn a new trick. Switch to the boat, place down the boat,
Okay.
and then look at this. He's stuck.
Okay.
There we go. Now let's move forward a bit so we bait the other one. Now back. Run away. Ah, perfect. Now he should be stuck in the boat. Ah, there's two of them even.
Need to watch.
Yeah, look. Oh, behind you. Forward. Just run. Run. Okay, keep running. Okay, scroll to your boat. Look behind you. Boat. Behind. Go forward. Keep going. Okay, place boat. Perfect. Now let's eat some bread.
Yeah.
Don't look at the boat!
Oh! Don't look at the boat. Too late.
Okay, now this is really bad. We don't have any equipment left, and last time we tried to go back to where we died, it didn't end up very well. But it's not like we have any other options, so we decided to go for the foolproof strategy. Running for your life. Yeah, climb up this thing, right. 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 Yep. Let's go down here, back in the hole that we made.
Oops.
Behind you. Oh my god, we actually made it back. Okay.
What I'm doing?
Just...
I grab all that and the stuff.
Okay, go to the bow. Then hold the right click. Look slightly up on the left. Just look at this guy. And shoot. Let's do it again. Let's do it one more time. Okay, perfect. Okay. We did manage to get our equipment back, but at this point, it was pretty clear that fighting monsters head-on is probably not gonna end very well. But if we can't get to the monsters, we're gonna get the monsters to us instead. And you're probably pretty familiar with this if you've been watching my channel for a while, but we'll just use the good old strategy of digging under the spawner to kill the blazes from a safe place. So we safely make our way to the blaze spawner. Okay. And after digging a little room, we grab our little bow and we get our blaze rods in no time. Wow, that is extremely unlucky. Yep. Bro, what? Anyway, after about 10 minutes, we get all the blaze rods we need. We make a staircase back to our portal with the little guy following us the whole way. And we go back home. Alright, now the next step is to find the stronghold. But first we go back to the village to restock on arrows and get one more pearl. And we start looking for the stronghold. And of course, it's underwater. So we go to a nearby island to craft some doors. And let's go underwater. Let's replace the shield with the doors. Let's
Weird.
put this shield in the inventory. Click. Perfect. And now look all the way down. All the way down. Hold. Okay, move a little bit forward. Little bit. Right click. Okay. And now you're going to hold both clicks. You just hold them all the way. Perfect. And we're in the stronghold. Perfect. Okay, now we can start exploring the stronghold, and we quickly reach our first obstacle.
Ah, it's button.
Yep.
I click.
Right click.
Right click.
Then you can take the door. Let's take the pickaxe and let's just break the door.
Are you sure? I like this button.
Okay,
Small button.
let's try to click and go, but you need to be fast.
Okay. So up. Oh. Here. I'm
Yep.
I'm
In
good.
front of the door. Perfect. Nice.
Huh? I told
Right,
you.
now
I
let's
told
do-
you I
Yeah.
could do it.
Oh, that's actually where we want to go.
What?
Yep, this thing. Just move forward and break it. Yep, break it. Hold. Perfect. Alright. Now that we found the portal room, we make a little base like usual. We store all of our equipment. And after flawlessly opening the end portal, we jump to the end.
You.
We spawned on a floating platform, so we'll have to safely bridge our way to the island. Oh, you're gonna die.
Ah.
We peacefully wait the poison away at the spawn. Oh,
Oh.
shoot at you.
What can I do?
Oh, it's fine.
That's
normal. Yeah. But after those few incidents, we finally make our way to the main island. Now, it's finally time to fight the dragon. But how are we gonna do it? At first, I thought about shooting down the crystals, but it requires precise aiming and accidentally not looking at an Enderman. So instead, I decided that the safest strategy would just be to grab a lot of blocks and climbing up each tower to destroy the crystals without risking any equipment on the way. Alright, I don't know how you survived. Boom, 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 boom. I don't think.
And if I run? No,
you can't make it. It's too far.
no, I want to run. Bam!
And boom. Alright, I think that was the last one. Okay, now that we broke every crystal, it's time to deal with the dragon. So we grab all of our equipment. I show him the cool boat trick to prevent the dragon from knocking you up in the air. I think you angered an Enderman. Yeah. Shift. It's fine. We quickly equip back our items before the dragon charges at us. And we're dead again.
Ah.
We quickly equip back our items again before the dragon charges at us. I think we're dead again. And after giving up on equipping our items, we make a little cage around the fountain to prevent Auto-Jump from trolling us. And let's start fighting the dragon. No, it's too far.
No, it's too far.
Let's...
Too far. I make a pillar.
I think you're dead.
Where is he?
Let's look down. No, you didn't fall. Okay, we lost all our equipment, but that's fine. Let's take the chest plate and pants. Okay.
No! I'm
Down.
dead again. I'm dead.
I think. But that's fine, we died on the surface. Jump inside. Yep, let's go in your little block. Whoa! That's fine. Aim up. Whoa! Okay, we should have gone a bit later, my bad.
No.
Look at the health bar. There's literally 1 pixel. But after one more purge, we beat the game. Let's just punch.
Punch.
Yep. Congratulations, you beat the game.
Okay. I won.
And that's it. So to answer our original question, yes, it is possible to beat Minecraft without mechanical skill, as long as you have the game knowledge to make up for it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!